check it out now. This is a necessary change from the grim, simple, and plain. Gonna exercise that brain to break the chain. Pain is a part of game. No need to explain. We innovate to generate it intricately interwoven tapestry, musical and ethical epiphanies. The industry's minimal amount of muscle muscle with the anchor that can take it all away to where the sun is like a runner left, a runner, sun, a tunnel through a simple simile, a simple sentiment. Adrenaline is coming back. I'm in a minute city with a die to be a superstar. I'd rather be a galaxy, but how you see it so dependent on the medicine and rhetoric and how I'm bending any second you're thinking is I'm sitting at the brink of this world is all asleep and I have no apologies. I breathe, keep my side on what we ride on. Let bygones be bygones. The migraines don't sidetrack my final destination. Nothing rivals for
It's a 4-game series, not a 3.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone. Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks. Stacks Lads. Joined, as always, with my guy, Mr. Big Ballin'.
Sir.
We are live and direct Tuesday night, talking some Major League Baseball. Got a lot going on. Some big series going on right now, which we'll definitely get into. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to download it. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app. Become a better. How you doing, Ben?
I think the only thing I got going for me is that tomorrow is National Hazy IPA Day. So I really don't like hazy IPAs, but because it's a beer day, oh darn, I'm gonna have to have a hazy IPA.
Nice.
Right?
I love it. I didn't know they had a hazy IPA.
Neither did I. I was told today. Like, oh, did you know this? Nope. No, I did not. But now I do.
They got fucking days for everything. They got steak and BJ day too.
Oh,
it's a good
that's
day.
a pretty damn good day.
Yes, it is. if your lady doesn't celebrate
Is
that
that
day.
a alert on Apple Calendar? Like, can we set that up as a national holiday?
I think we can.
There we go.
Oh man, happy to be here. Excited to be here. Got a lot to talk.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I could have had a better day, but it is what it is. It's only Tuesday, so long week ahead of us. We'll bounce back. Live betting killed me today. Live betting's been like my niche lately, dude, and today just fucking absolutely destroyed me, dude. But it's okay, man. Sometimes things go your way.
It's been a weird 3 days in baseball, starting with Sunday's slate.
Yeah,
Sunday's slate yesterday was a little weird too, and then today was.
Well, we talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago. This is the dog days of summer, and it's also the time when a lot of young teams have a lot of young players coming up and really trying to establish themselves. And, you're seeing it with the Marlins right now. The Marlins are playing really good ball. The White Sox are playing a lot better, especially after, having Grady Sizemore take the interim manager. Like, that team just has a different feel to them. The Tigers are playing really good ball right now. So, you just cannot count out these, quote unquote bad teams.
Are the Tigers playing really good ball?
Yeah, bro. I mean, they They almost
They're
swept them.
5-5 in their last 10.
They almost swept
they
the Mariners.
Smashed today.
They almost swept the Mariners in Seattle, and then they lost 2 of 3 to the Giants, and they won today.
Yeah. But is that these good teams having bad series? I mean, I think that's what I'm really kind of shocked about, is that we're seeing a lot of really good teams on slumps right now. We're seeing Baltimore slumping. We're seeing
but I also think it's a testament to like these young players coming up, because I think, you know, in the terms of like, you know, I'll use the Tigers as an example. Like, you know, Colt Keith is finally playing really well. You know, and he's a top prospect. It's not like he's some fucking bum, you know what I mean? Like, there's a kid that's supposed to be really fucking good. And then the other kid they got, what's his name? Justin. Oh my god, dude, his name's fucking slipping my mind right now. But again, he's like another top prospect. Like, you know, it's not some kind of bum. And like, these guys probably should have been playing before, but instead these teams had, you know, older veterans playing because, you know, they're paying them. The Nationals are another good example. Like, they bring up James Wood. James Wood's the best player on that team.
Yeah. I'm more of going like a lot of these good teams just aren't hitting the ball right now.
I mean,
and that is a surprise.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you got to understand too, on the flip side of that,
against mid pitchers.
But on the flip side of that, like, these pitchers are like young guys that haven't really established themselves, and like they want to make a name for themselves, and they want to establish themselves in the league as well, if not for, you know, for their roster next year, you know, looking ahead to spring training the next year. And like, you know, we see this every single year, dude. There's like 2 or 3 of these young teams that just start making a run in August, September, and it kind of carries over into the next season. You know, we saw it with the Orioles, we saw it with the Diamondbacks, we saw it, you know, going back to 2018 with the A's, you know, when they called up Matt Chapman and Matt Olson and all those guys. And then, you know, they made those 2 playoff runs and won the AL West 2 years in a row. Like, this is that time when you see these young teams kind of try to really establish themselves going into the next season. So you want to keep that in mind when you're betting against teams. Now, on the flip side, you got teams like the Pirates who are like spiraling out of control, right? You got teams like the Mets who are absolutely spiraling out of control. And I think this is a little bit of them kind of regressing to the norm. Like, I think the Mets, like, they played out of control for a month and a half, and like they couldn't sustain scoring 10 runs a game to win ball games. Like, that's just not sustainable. And it's like, now that they're not scoring 10 runs a game, you're seeing the flaws in their team. You're seeing the flaws in their pitching, right? And so they're kind of they're regressed back to the norm, and you're seeing a lot of these teams.
But it's a lot of these teams. You're seeing, you know, the Yankees, if it wasn't for Soto's 3 home runs today, if it wasn't for one player, they're slumping big. The Orioles are not hitting the ball well. The Guardians are not hitting the ball well. You can look at the Phillies, who have absolutely just jumped off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
You know, the Braves and Mets. I mean, the Braves, they've scored 5 runs over the last 2 games, but they've somehow have gotten 2 wins. But without those 2 wins, they're 1-7 in their last 8.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's not a good ball club at all.
No, you've got, you know, Milwaukee 5-5 in their last 10, who's struggling to score runs. St. Louis 4-6 in their last 10, who's struggling to score runs.
I think, but that's a good point, is because I think the Cardinals, that's another great example of a team that just, like, they haven't been able to figure it out all year. Like, they're either pitching really well or they're hitting really well. Like, they can't do both at the same time. And we're kind of seeing that a little bit now. And then with the Brewers, you know, they had a week where, like, I mean, they were just shredding the ball. Like, they went into Atlanta and scored like fucking 10 runs a game in a 3-game series. And then now they can't hit, dude. Like, they've kind of regressed back to the norm a little bit, right? So, I mean, it's ebbs and flows in a season of baseball, right? But, and the same thing for the Giants. Like, the Giants went on that tear out of the All-Star break where, like, you know, they had guys like Gerard Encarnacion and Matt Chapman and Michael Conforto, who had a really good road trip too. And now those guys are kind of like coming back to earth after going on a little bit of hot streak, and there's in between. Like, they're not going to be as bad as they are some days, but they're also not going to go on, like, they're not going to hit fucking, 14 of 21 pace for like the rest of the year. So it's like a little bit of that in between, that median that you got to kind of like feel out and find. I mean, look at the Angels, for example. Like, the Angels go into New York, take 2 out of 3 against New York, and then they fucking drop like their next 3 out of 4 games, dude, to the fucking Nationals and the fucking Blue Jays, dude. It's like, that it's baseball, you know what I mean? But it's, it's a funny game, dude. It is an absolutely funny game, and this is the dog days, dude. This is the absolute dog days of summer. So you got to really pick your spots well and find the teams that are kind of, starting to catch their stride. The Padres of the world, the Diamondbacks of the world, the Twins of the world. The Guardians seem to be catching their stride again as well.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of pinpoint those teams and fade the teams that are, I think right now trying to find those teams that are like really starting to fall off that playoff cusp, I sort of say, like the Pirates, the Cardinals, like those are the teams you really want to fade because, they're about to, they're veteran teams and they're going to fall out of the playoff picture, and it's just, they're really going to pack it in.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals are still on that fringe spot.
I mean, they're very much on their like.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do want to look
fringe.
at the 4 teams basically. You may be able to throw the Cubs in there too. They're 5 games back. The Reds are 4.5. I almost think like the Reds are almost pretty close to out of it too with the way that they're playing.
I mean, the Reds are 6-4 in their last 10, though. I mean, they're just an impossible team to get a grasp on because, like, they'll score
so Jekyll and Hyde.
They'll score like 30 runs in a 3-game series, and then they like won't score for like the next week. Like, they're just impossible to fucking get a grasp on.
Oh, I'm loving it right now though because I have them over 81.5, and
and they're playing good ball right now.
The last 3 straight have at least got them closer. I mean, we were talking about it on Sunday where. We were on that, I don't think they're going to make it. They're 4 games behind 500, and it's not looking good. But they've kind of come back to life a little bit, and, they just have to go 21-21 the remainder of the way to at least get that 500 team. So that's probably where their goal is going to be for the remainder of the season, is to be a 500 club or better than 500 club.
Well, I mean, if you're 500, you're definitely pushing for a playoff spot. You know what I mean? Like, will it get you a playoff spot this year? Probably not. But I mean, like 500 is, right at that cusp. Because I mean, you look at the Giants and the Mets. I mean, they're basically hovering around 500. Same with the Braves, and they're all fighting for that last playoff spot right now. But then you look at the Giants, and it's like, we were talking before we went on air. It's like huge 3-game series against the Braves.
4-game series, so they can still split.
They can split, which would be huge. But the way they lost those first 2 games, Ben, I mean, you have to be very, as 2 guys holding tickets for the Giants to make the playoffs. I mean, it's very disheartening the way they lost those 2 games in extra innings, and they couldn't even score their fucking ghost runner. I mean, it's just pathetic baseball being played out there in the Bay right now.
Yeah, I think, the only thing that you do have going for you is that you've got Robbie Ray, who's on his 3rd start now?
4th. This will be his 4th start.
Who has looked really good in one of his start and decent in the next 2. And then you've got Logan Webb, who has been pitching better as of late.
And he's good at home.
So I think that's at least a chance at salvaging this series, and that puts them, if they go and win the next 2, that puts them back to a 1.5 games behind Atlanta, which is where you have to. These games that are a full point are huge. Because you have to keep stride with that. So if you can keep up there, I think there's a shot. But you have to win these next 2 games. But I did want to take a look at the 4 teams that we have in the NL. fighting for that last playoff spot. And I'm including St. Louis in there. Because we're including St. Louis in there. They're 3.5 games back right now as well. So we've got Atlanta, the New York Mets, the Giants, and the Cards.
Yep.
So the schedule for Atlanta moving forward, you got 2 against San Jose, 2 against San Francisco, then you've got the Angels, you've got 7 against the Phillies. And I know the Phillies are playing like dog shit right now, but they're a division rival. That's gonna be a tough series.
Yeah, it was a big series.
The way both of those teams are playing. You've got the Nationals right now who are playing well. You've got the Twins who are playing really well. You've got Colorado who's had a little bit of a resurgence.
Colorado plays tough, man.
Yeah.
They don't roll over.
Yeah. You've got Toronto for a 3-game set. Dodgers for 4. Cincy for 3. Miami for 3. The Mets for 3, and then Kansas City for 3. So to me, that's a pretty tough schedule moving forward.
Yeah, except Kansas City doesn't beat good teams.
Yeah, Kansas City is going to be tough.
Is it in Kansas City or in Atlanta?
It is in Atlanta.
Yeah, Kansas City's they're dog shit on the road.
Yeah. So I think Kansas City is going to be pretty easy. I think Miami is going to be pretty easy. I think Toronto is going to be pretty easy. Other than that, and maybe the Angels. Other than that, so you have 3.5 series that are kind of on the easy side.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's going to be a tough team to go. Even split. 3 against Miami. 3 against Baltimore. 4 against San Diego. You've got 3 against Arizona. 4 against the White Sox. You have Boston, Cincinnati, Toronto, Philly for 7, Washington for 3, Atlanta for 3, and Milwaukee for 3. That's a tough schedule. There, I think you only have 2 series that are easy in Miami and Toronto.
Yeah.
So I'm almost saying Mets are out of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough with the Mets, dude, because like their pitching is not good. Like their bullpen's not very good. Their starting rotation isn't very good. But they do have a decent lineup. But I do think that we're seeing like Vientos and Jose Iglesias, like they were having like they were just playing out of their fucking minds. Like in the beginning of July, Mark Vientos was hitting like 360, dude, and Jose Iglesias was like 400. Now both those guys are like under 270. It's like we're seeing this lineup kind of come back to earth a lot. But I don't think they're as bad as they've been in the last like week and a half. So I think there's like a median there, dude. Like I don't think they're as good as they were from that London series to the All-Star break, but I don't think they're as bad as they've been the last 1.5 weeks. So I think the Mets they're somewhere in between there, Ben. And I do agree though. Like I don't think that team's built for the playoffs. I don't think they're built for a playoff run. So I could very well see them kind of fucking tailing off and falling out. Mm-hmm. I trust the Giants a lot more, but the Giants they go through these skids, man, where they just like literally can't hit. They can't play like fundamental baseball, and they struggle, dude. And I don't know how to explain it, bro, but it's fucking crazy, bro. Like you lose back-to-back 1-run games in the 10th inning. In both games, you can't score your fucking free runner in the extra innings. Like that's just
today was
baseball.
A little weird too, though. Like, why is that batter interference there?
Regardless, though, I mean, okay, so the runner's out on third and you have a runner on first. I mean, the batter interference.
I personally thought it was either catcher interference or foul ball.
It definitely was a fair ball. It wasn't foul.
It didn't hit the plate?
No, it was in front of the plate.
Okay. Why is that not catcher interference when the catcher's mitt was on his bat?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on. But regardless, like, there's something with Bob Melvin because Bob Melvin could not win a playoff extra inning game last year with the Padres, and he can't win extra inning games with the Giants. So, I mean, the guy needs a fucking... First of all, why the fuck is your best hitter bunting, dude? That makes fucking no sense to me, bro. Like, why is your hottest and best hitter fucking bunting in extra innings, dude?
Yeah. So that leads us to the Giants schedule.
All right, lay it out.
I
know they got 2 against Oakland, which they're probably going to lose.
You've got Atlanta for 2 more. You've got 2 against Oakland. I don't know about that. You've got Birdsong versus Beto and Snell versus Sears.
Bro,
so
the A's are playing great baseball, man.
Yeah, I maybe a split there.
The A's might be the best team in baseball right now.
Beg to differ on that.
Who's better right now? Well, I guess the Padres and Diamondbacks, but other than the Padres and Diamondbacks, who's better than the A's right now?
Right now?
Right now. Playing ball like right now.
I mean, there's a lot of teams that are even with them record-wise in their last 10. You've got Astros are better than
I don't
them.
care. Since July 1st, there's not a team that has a better record than the A's.
Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Astros.
I mean, the A's might fuck around and make the playoffs, dude. They're only 14 back.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, you've got 2 against Atlanta, 2 against Oakland, 3 against Chicago, the White Sox, 3 against Seattle. You've got 6 versus Milwaukee, 3 against Miami, 6 against Arizona, 6 against San Diego, 3 against Baltimore, 3 against St. Louis, and 3 against Kansas City. So I put that at like 50-50.
Yeah. I mean,
you got a lot of good teams in San Diego, Milwaukee, and Arizona, but they're going to play Arizona. They're going to play San Diego hard. So I don't think they win any of those series, but I still think that they can get some of those games out. Maybe they win one of those series.
Yeah, and it's a division series, so like you never know, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot different, and
yeah,
and I think both the Padres and Diamondbacks are like gonna come back to earth a little bit. I think both teams are really fucking good. Don't get me wrong, but they're playing at like a fucking 800% win pace since the All-Star break, and I don't know how sustainable that is for the rest of the season.
And you got and Arizona. Your series starts September 3rd. So there's still another 2 weeks.
Is it in San Francisco or in Arizona?
In San Francisco. So they
have a series at each?
At each, yeah.
Okay.
But it starts in Arizona, then they go to in San Francisco, then they go to San Diego. Then you have in San Francisco for Milwaukee, in San Francisco for San Diego. Then they go on a road trip of Baltimore, Kansas City, Arizona. And then they end in San Francisco for St. Louis.
Damn, I just hate that they have to play in Kansas City because Kansas City is like so much better at home than they are on the road.
Yeah, I wonder though at that point, like with Kansas City being, where are they at right now?
They have the last AL
I guess they're in that last spot, so they're going to be fighting because you've got Boston, Seattle right behind you at 1 and 2 back.
Yep.
Well, who knows? Maybe they're out of the playoffs at that point. I don't doubt it. But, that last series against Arizona where it's September 23rd, they could be resting guys.
I don't know. It's tough in baseball to rest guys.
Yeah. I mean, probably not everybody, but you have a player or two out for a game, each game.
Yeah, maybe.
So that could happen. And then we go to St. Louis, who's in that same 3.5 back from San Francisco. And they have 3 against the Dodgers, They have 6 against Milwaukee. They have 3 against Minnesota, 4 against San Diego, 3 against New York.
They have a tough schedule.
3 against Seattle, 3 against Cincinnati, 3 against Toronto, 4 against Pittsburgh. Those are easier. 3 against Cleveland, 3 against Colorado, and then 3 against San Francisco. So I'm putting them with the Mets as there's very little chance for them to make it. So that puts us at Atlanta and San Francisco for that final spot.
It's crazy because I like the Cardinals, dude. I think they're a solid ball club. The problem with the Cardinals, and they have to get rid of Oliver Marmol at the end of the season. And I know it's not his fault necessarily, but like they continue to like stroll fucking Paul Goldschmidt out there against right-handed pitching. Like he cannot hit righties, man, like at all anymore. And it's like you got Nolan Gorman who was riding the fucking bench for like June and all of July, and then the dude comes back and like, you know, they finally put him in the lineup. It's not that he was hurt; they just weren't putting him in the lineup. Yeah. Then they put him in the lineup, and he starts raking it. It's like, oh well, you know, maybe we should have fucking had this guy playing all along. And I just think there's like so much politics with that organization. We kind of seen the shit last year too, and it's like, you know, they did the same thing with Tyler O'Neill, and they get rid of Tyler O'Neill, and Tyler O'Neill has a hell of a good season with Boston. It's like, bro, you could be using Tyler O'Neill. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand what the fuck the Cardinals are doing, bro. And it's like, you go out and trade for Eric Fetty, and he's been fucking trash in every fucking start since they got him. So it's like I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna do with that. And you know, they still trot out Mikolas every fucking 5 days, and that dude he's a turkey tosser. Like that dude fucking sucks. Yep. And then you can't win your Sonny Gray starts. So it's like, you know, this team, they can't fucking hit. Just not a very good ball club. But I like them.
Yeah.
I like the team. I love Mason Wynn. I think Mason Wynn's fucking awesome. I love Nolan Gorman. I love Alec Burleson. I think those are 3 great players.
Yeah.
I love the addition of Tommy Pham. But the problem with the Cardinals is that Nolan Arenado and fucking Paul Goldschmidt are a shell of themselves now.
Yep.
And
they don't have depth pitching.
Well, I think their starting pitching is not that bad. Like, you know, you have Sonny Gray, you have Eric Fetty now,
who hasn't been good
since they got him. But I mean, he was having a great year. You know, maybe there's a lot of pressure. I don't know, but will he be this bad all season? For the rest of the season, probably not.
I mean, that's only 4 more starts.
Yeah, that's true. But then you're trotting out like Mikolas, and like that dude fucking sucks, dude. Like he's fucking terrible, bro. And then Kyle Gibson, he's really come back to earth too. Like, he's pitching tomorrow. I mean, they could very well get swept by the Reds tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't shock me at all. And we're gonna talk about that game coming up, but you know, I don't know, man. The Cardinals, they got a great bullpen too. Like the back end of their bullpen is phenomenal, with Helsley and Romero and Kittredge. I really like what they got going on there, but
they got to get to
you got to have lead to get to them, dude. Or else it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's the biggest problem that they have right now. They just can't hit, dude. It's not a good look for them.
Yep.
But I mean, as far as the NL is concerned, like honestly, I think you can literally eliminate the Cardinals. I wouldn't count the Reds all the way out, just because I think healthy, like they're a really fucking good team, and like they haven't really been healthy all year. They're starting to get healthy, and we're kind of seeing it. I don't really trust Alex Abbott very much. Like I think he's very mid. I do trust Lodolo, but he's working his way back from injury, so like we don't really know all we're getting from him. And Hunter Green, I mean, just
what a resurgence!
Absolutely phenomenal, dude. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna finish. I mean, he might win the NL Cy Young at this point, dude. Like, who's ahead of him in the NL? Sale?
Yeah. Probably.
Because I mean, Hunter Green's been fantastic.
Where's our odds?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just pull that up. Because, I mean, Hunter Green today, Ben, I mean, he absolutely shoved for 7 innings. He went 7 innings, 1 run. He had like 11 Ks, and he threw up twice. That's impressive.
Go out and take Hunter Green right now, man. They have him 4th on the list.
Who's ahead of him? I know Sale's got to be like 1.
They have Sale at 1.
Okay, that makes sense.
About minus 150 is your average there.
Okay.
You have Zach Wheeler.
Okay.
Who is at the average is about 155 plus 155. Paul Skeens.
Skeens is tailing off, and he's also gonna fucking get shut down here.
Yep. And then you have Hunter Green at plus 2,000.
Yeah. That's crazy to me, dude. I think that's worth a little sprinkle because there's a good chance he could fucking win. I know beating out Sale's gonna be tough because Sale's been really fucking good.
Yeah.
But especially after that his last start against the Giants on Monday night, 12 Ks, 7 innings. I thought that.
Man, what a fucking pitching duel that was. That was beautiful.
That was one of my buddies. Like he's a Giants fan. Sent me he sent me like some meme. He was like Blake. His new name is Blake Logan Webb Snell because he doesn't get any run support.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, I would have
hard when you're going against Sale.
That's why I was like, bro, I would have felt bad for either of those pitchers if they lost because they both went out there and fucking, just hell of fucking performances by both of them.
No decision, right?
Both of them, yeah, both no decision because it was a 1-0 game in extras. So I was like, either way, I would have felt bad for both of them, and because both deserve to win. They both pitched well enough to win the game.
Yep.
And that was one of those few times where like both pitchers were as good as each other, dude. And like, we watched a great fucking pitching performance last night.
Yeah,
I was watching the game last night, Ben. I even tweeted, I was like, I don't know if this is great pitching, bad offense, or a mixture of both.
Mixture of both. 100%.
I was like, dude, when the Giants had runners on first and third, no outs in the first, and couldn't even fucking scratch across the run, I was like, ooh, this is pretty nasty.
Yep.
But it's also because Sale's really fucking good.
Well, yeah, and both of them got into a rhythm that really fucking worked well for them. So
it's crazy because Chris Sale, I mean, he's gotten back to old Chris Sale where like he can literally throw that slider in any count, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he could throw it for strikes. He can make it look like a strike and bend it out of the zone. Like it's just it's nasty stuff. Nasty stuff, dude. And the Braves suck. So, good for him. All right, let's talk about these games for tomorrow, Ben.
Can we do a 30-second break?
30 seconds.
I'm out of I'm not out of beer, but I'm low on beer and definitely not going to make it through 3 games.
All right, we'll do a quick little break and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Ain't no way to explain or say how painful the hangover was today. In front of the toilet, hands and knees, trying to breathe in between the dry heaves. My baby made me some coffee, afraid that if I drink some, it's probably coming right back out me. Couple of Advil, relax and chill at a standstill with how bad I feel. I think I need to smell fresh air, so I stepped out the back door and fell down the stairs. The sunlight hit me dead in the eye, like it's mad that I gave half the day to last night. My bad sight made me trip on my ass right into that patch of grass, like that's life. All of a sudden, I realized something. The weather is amazing, even the birds are bumping. Stood up and took a look and a breath, and there's that bike that I forgot that I possessed. Never really seen exercise as friendly, but I think something's telling me to ride that 10-speed. The brakes are broken, that's alright. The tires got air and the chain seems tight. Hopped on, it felt the summertime. It reminds me of one of them Moosab lines, like sunshine, sunshine is fine. I feel it in my skin, warming up my mind. Sometimes you gotta give in to win. I love the days when it shines. Whoa, let it shine. Sunshine, sunshine is fine. I feel it in my skin, warming up my mind. Sometimes you gotta give in to win. I love the days when it shines. Whoa, let it shine. Whoa, let it shine. Whoa, let it shine. Whoa, let it shine. Whoa, let it. If I could, I would keep this feeling in a plastic jar. Bust it out whenever someone's acting hard. Settle down, barbecue in the backyard. The kids get treats and old folks.
Ben, what is that?
It's the last of my Colonel Taylor.
What is Colonel Taylor?
It's a small batch bourbon. 100 proof. Good shit.
All right. Love it. Damn, how many bottles of whiskey did we kill that night at your house?
Which night? That's a big question.
Your the wedding party.
The night before the wedding?
Yeah, the wedding party dinner.
Oh man, fuck. 4, 5?
Jesus Christ! All I know is I woke up the next day hella hungover. I was like, "Fuck!" And we got to get to Ben's wedding. Holy shit!
We got some tasters up there, you know. Mike Tyson's watching my tasters up there, so
I couldn't even. My throat hurt so bad the day after because I smoked all those cigars too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good times. Good times.
It's always a fun bourbon night when you're over at the Larson Casa.
Yep. Hell yeah. All right, let's talk some games for tomorrow. So the first one we're going to talk about is the first game going on tomorrow. Well, the first game going on tomorrow that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Which is Pittsburgh versus San Diego. This is game 3 of the series. San Diego won the first 2 games. And then we got Martin Perez on the mound for San Diego facing his former team in the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have Mitch Keller on the mound. Currently, the Padres are about minus 135. Pittsburgh plus $1.15 the other way. Totals at 8, juice to the over, minus 115. What do you think about this one, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I lean Pittsburgh first 5 here. I think Pittsburgh's got the better pitcher on the hill. Pittsburgh also hits lefties fairly well. So, I mean, we definitely need to dig into pitches here and see how Pittsburgh's going to be hitting Perez. But they know his stuff. They hit lefties well. You have the better pitcher on. And San Diego always comes back at the end of games. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have San Diego full game just because they're San Diego, and then Pittsburgh taking the first 5. I think it's very interesting to see the line here being at San Diego minus 135 when they've been heavily favored the first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing too is their bullpen could be a little depleted tomorrow because they've had Robert Suarez threw 2 games in a row. I know Estrada didn't throw today, but he threw the day before. Tanner Scott threw both days, so he's probably unavailable. I know did Jason Adam throw yesterday? I know he threw tonight. I don't know if he threw yesterday.
He did throw yesterday, I believe so.
So he threw 2 days in a row too. So, it's a very good chance that San Diego doesn't have Suarez, Tanner Scott. No, Jason Adam didn't pitch on Monday, so
He didn't. Okay.
So Jason Adam will be available. Tanner Scott and Robert Suarez definitely, probably, most likely unavailable, but they do have Morjan, they do have Estrada, and they will have Jason Adam available. So that is something to keep an eye on. Obviously, the Pirates still have most of their big guys on. David Bednar did not pitch in the last 2 games. Arlos Chapman didn't pitch in the last 2 games. So both those guys are available, which I think is massive for them. So, you look at the bullpens and I'd say they're pretty much about even. I do think the one thing with Mitch Keller is, Mitch Keller has been struggling a little bit in his last couple starts. I do think the one thing that's beneficial for him is that he's a sinker ball pitcher, and San Diego is absolutely, I mean, just atrocious against sinkers.
Yeah, the problem is that Perez is sinker ball pitcher too, and Pittsburgh has been atrocious against the sinker as well.
Yeah, but not as bad as San Diego.
Not as bad as San Diego, but pretty fucking damn close. We're talking 28th and 29th in the league.
Yeah,
It is a 5 point run value differential, but it's bad too. I think the other thing that you can look at is Keller pitches the four seam fastball very well, and San Diego has negative value there as well. Maybe first five under.
yeah, I like first 5 under. I think that's a good play. I mean, I wouldn't even stray away from full game under, but yeah, I think the first 5 under 4 is gonna be a play. You're probably gonna get a juice at like -115. Mitch Keller hasn't been good on the road, which does concern me. He does have a 4.59 ERA, but he's been better against left-handed pitching than he has against right-handed pitching. Although he does give up more home runs to lefties, which is slightly concerning considering you have Jackson Merrill, Cronenworth, and Jerickson Profar as lefties. But yeah, it does very much concern me. The guy that went on Monday for Pittsburgh as well, he's a sinker baller, and I mean they couldn't hit him either. Like it was, they really fucking struggled. Jackson Merrill is good against sinker ballers. Like I said, Mitch Keller does struggle more against lefties. He gives up a lot of home runs to lefties, so that's something to look at. Jerickson Profar and Jackson Merrill, the only two guys in their lineup that have a plus run differential and run value in versus sinkers. So
wow,
that's going to be quite interesting. So maybe even looking at Jackson Merrill over 1.5 bases.
Okay,
that might be a good play too. I think I like both of those. I think I'm with you on the first 5 under. I think I like that. When we were first looking at it and talking about it, first thing that came to my mind was first 5 under. But I do like Jackson Merrill over 1.5. If you can get home run props, I would even look at Jackson Merrill home run props. I'm not a home run prop better, so I don't know like what's good value on home runs and stuff. So I'm not going to give those out. But I do think Jackson Merrill over 1.5 bases. If you can get it even money or to -115, I do think that it is a solid play here.
Yeah, I think so. You were talking about sinker ball hitters for San Diego, so I went and checked out Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh for the sinker, you have Brian Reynolds, who hits the ball really well at 6.3.
He hits the ball against everybody.
Yeah. Rowdy Tellez, 0.2. Connor Joe, 2.1. Nick Gonzalez, 3.4. Palacios, 0.6. And Taylor, 0.6. Everybody else is negative value.
Tellez doesn't hit lefties well, though.
Okay.
So you can basically count him out. Brian Hayes hits lefties well.
Yeah, Brian Hayes does not hit the sinker ball well at all. He's -11.3.
Yeah, that takes away. Brian Reynolds, he's much better against righties than he is lefties. Okay. And he has a 105 WRC plus against, which is still above average. But he hits lefties a lot worse. Joey Bart's actually their best hitter against lefties. 263 ISO.
I wonder. Wow. I wonder what you're gonna get Pittsburgh first 5 plus a half right on.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad bet either. It's probably gonna be like even money or -110 because the line is so close.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh, if Mitch Keller first 5 is a favorite over the Padres. It would not shock me.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if it's like a pick 'em on first 5.
Is run line gonna be? Is that gonna be comparable to the first 5 money line value, or is that going to be comparable to the full game?
So
you could still be
obviously plus... I don't have the first 5 in front of me because most books don't put them out till the morning of, but
yeah,
the line being the way that it is, it would not shock me if the money line is -110 both ways on first 5, which would make plus a half a run like -160, -150.
Okay. That value, I don't know if I'd take it.
Yeah. You're going to have to take the money line, if anything, which I don't think is a bad play.
Yeah.
It might be. I think the first 5 under is probably my favorite play of that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not opposed to Pittsburgh first 5 money line.
Yeah.
But
because of that, I think I'm going to stay away from full game.
Yeah, I think
I lean San Diego at that -135, but
yeah,
I mean, it could be, they could hit, what's his name? Oh my God, Martin Perez, yeah. Sorry, Martin
Perez. Yeah, I think my 2 favorite bets is first 5 under. It's probably going to be 4. If it was first 5 under 3.5 plus 100 even money, I would probably still play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably definitely going to be playing Jackson Merrill over 1.5 bases tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a good play too.
I like that one.
And did we do Joey Bart?
Yeah, dude, I don't. What's he against sinker balls?
-0.2.
I don't love that.
Yeah, but I wonder what it is versus left-handed pitchers.
Well,
because you said he hits lefties a lot better, and if you're -0.2, that's
he rakes lefties.
That's right there. So,
Martin Perez, he throws 30% sinkers, 26% cutters, 24% changeups to righties. Righties are hitting 309 off his cutter, 329 off his changeup. What's Joey Bart against changeups?
I'm going back to it right now.
Changeups and
Joey
cutters.
Bart against the changeup, 2.5.
And cutter?
-0.2.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But I still think Jackson Merrill is because Jackson Merrill has plus run value against fastball and sinker, which is Mitch Keller's 2 main pitches.
Yeah,
which I think is good. And Mitch Keller struggles against lefties, like as far as giving up home runs and extra base hits, a lot worse against lefties, and basically the same amount of at bats. Yep. He's faced 290 left-handed pitchers. He's faced 290 right-handed pitchers. He's given up 11 home runs to lefties, only 4 to righties. He's given up 15 doubles to lefties, 10 to righties. He's given up 5 triples to lefties, 3 to righties. So lefties are hitting them harder than righties.
But he does. Perez?
No, this is Mitch Keller.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think those are my 2 favorite plays from this game. First 5 under and Jackson Merrill over 1.5 bases.
Yep.
Jackson Merrill probably, Mitch Keller probably shoves tomorrow after having a couple bad starts. He's had a rough going of late.
His last start, he was good.
No, I gave up 7 to the Dodgers last start. Start before that, he only went 4 innings against Arizona, but that was also because of a rain out.
Yeah. Only 1 hit, no runs.
There was a rain delay and he got pulled.
Yeah.
Start before that, he went 7 against Arizona, only 2 earned. So, but yeah, last start he got fucking lit up by the Dodgers. So yeah, Jackson Merrill over 1.5 for me, and first 5 under.
Dodgers hit sinkers really well too, so
Yeah, they do.
that's part of it.
They crush them.
Yep.
All right, next game we're going to talk about is St. Louis for Cincinnati. We actually got a weird. So Spires is going to be the main pitcher, but Pagan is going to open the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Fangraphs.
That's interesting.
But Spires is going to pitch a majority of the game. Basically, teams do this to avoid the starting pitcher facing the top 3 of the lineup 3 times.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing teams start with openers now. So Carson Spires will be the main pitcher. However, it's going to be opening with Pagan. And then Kyle Gibson will be opposing him for St. Louis. Currently, this line is all over the fucking place, man. You could find Cardinals minus $1.15, Cincinnati minus $1.05. You could find Cincinnati minus $1.07, St. Louis minus $1.03. This is kind of all over the fucking place. Mm-hmm. And then the total's about 9.5 everywhere. It's 9.5 everywhere actually right now. So 9.5 everywhere. Juice to the under. Minus $1.15, minus 120, depending on the book. But the sides, depending on what side you like, shop around because you can find Cincinnati is even money. You could find the Cardinals close to even money, minus $1.03. Like this shit's all over the place. This line is everywhere.
And OMB has Spires as your starter.
Yeah, so if you like the Reds, I wouldn't list him because Fangraphs is pretty money when it comes to starting pitchers, and they have Pagan as the starting pitcher and Carson Spires following him up.
ESPN has the same, or at least ESPN has that Pagan is your starter. Yeah. So how far is Pagan going to go?
Just
2 innings?
No, just one.
Just one.
He'll go 3 batters. That's it. Even if he doesn't get out of the first inning with the first 3 batters, he'll go 3, maybe 4 batters tops, and then Spires.
How bad is Spires the 3rd time through the order?
Well, it's not necessarily how bad he is 3rd time through the order as much as it is like the analytics are showing.
Yeah.
When guys see a guy a 3rd time through. Hold on, let me see. Yep. I'll look it up right now. I'm pulling it up.
That's interesting. Spires is a righty, right?
Yeah. All right, Carson Spires. I actually like Spires. I think he's nasty. I think he's got really good stuff.
Oh, wow. St. Louis is bad against the 4-seam.
Yeah, they're one of the worst teams in baseball, dude.
They are the worst, yeah. By far.
Yeah, it's like not even close.
Spires doesn't even have a great 4-seam fastball, but it's a whole lot better than what Pagan fastball, 4-seam fastball, 57.2% of the time.
So Spires, he's not even that bad 3rd time through the order. He's bad 2nd time through the order. 2nd time through the order, 7.47 ERA compared to 4.35 3rd time through.
So do you think we'll see Pagan a little bit longer then? Because especially if Pagan's throwing the 4-seam fastball, 57.2% of the time. He has a 0 run value.
I doubt he goes longer, dude.
His cutter is the next, and let's see, St. Louis versus cutter is 0.9. We can go down to individual batters a little bit more, but not great.
Gibson's been a lot better at home. I mean, on the road than he has at home. Last time he faced Cincinnati, he went 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 6 Ks. It's a different team, though, right now.
Yeah. Man, this is a hard one.
11% home run rate. But Gibson pitches very similar to Eric Fetty, dude.
Gibson pitches the sinker, sweeper, cutter. Let's see. Cincinnati. Sinker, they hit very well. They're the 5th best team in baseball. The sweeper, which we don't have the numbers for, but we look at the curve, just minus 3.3. So not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Yeah.
And then the cutter, ooh, they're not good against the cutter.
Not good against the cutter.
Minus 22.1 run value.
And Kyle Gibson throws a pretty good cutter.
But he only throws it, well, he throws it 20% of the time. Oh, man.
So he throws the cutter to lefties 20% of the time, but it's getting smacked by lefties. 375 batting average against lefties. Against righties, he's throwing it 21% of the time. It's 297 average against his cutter.
Sorry, is this for
Gibson?
Gibson. Okay, so we're looking at Cincinnati batters. Let's see, versus the cutter, you've got Espinal at 0.5, Jonathan India 2.6,
India will
Ellie
play
0.1, Dunn 1, Fraley 1.
They got a lot
Everybody
of trash,
else
bro. A lot of trash against the cutter.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But if you look at the sinker, the sinker, it's a different story here.
Yeah, he's probably not going to throw that much sinkers, dude.
Sinker's his best pitch, or his most thrown pitch.
Yeah, but if the team he's facing doesn't hit cutters,
And I guess it's only 27% versus 20.
And then I kind of like the under in this game, bro. I might even play the Cardinals just because the Reds won the first 2, and I think this is a really fucking close game. I could very well see the Cardinals pulling this one out. I don't love it. I think the under is my favorite play here.
Yeah, I worry about going Cardinals because you got 2 fastball heavy pitchers.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't love it. But I think it's pretty even matchup. And then the Cardinals avoiding the sweep. I could see them getting a dub, dude. I don't love it.
I can see them losing. I think my favorite bet from this, and I don't know if I'll actually play it, is first 5 under.
I like the full game under 9.5.
9.5 is very high.
Yeah. And if it's a close game, obviously the Cardinals are going to use their top fucking.
9.5, really?
Yeah.
It's juiced minus 120.
It's Great American Small Park.
It's true. Yeah, no, I'll take the 9.5.
Yeah, I like under 9.5, dude.
Well, that means what? Our first 5 is going to be 4.5?
Yeah, probably 4.5. 4.5 or 5.
Man, if it's 5, I like that. Who has the more rested bullpen?
Well, the first game the Reds basically blew them out, so
I mean, it's been 4-1 and 6-1 both games. Let's see. Today it was 4-1, and we had Fetty, Liberatore, Armstrong. You had Green, Centillion, and Diaz. The 6-1, you had Gray, Leahy, and Armstrong, and then you had Abbott and Junis. So both these teams have basically their full array.
yeah. I like the under in this game.
The under, I think, is it. Yeah.
I do like the under.
Now, do you take full or first 5?
I like the full game. I like the full game under.
If it's 5, I like first 5.
I mean, I don't hate both of them, but I like the full game under.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We have the Atlanta Braves against the San Francisco Giants. The Braves took the first 2 games, as we talked about, going into extra innings. The Giants are currently favorites here. You can find them anywhere from small favorite like minus $1.07 to minus $1.15, depending on the book. Atlanta anywhere from like even money to minus $1.05, depending on the book. The total's at 8, juice to the under. We got Robbie Ray against Grant Holmes. Ben, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think this is a must-win game for the Giants. I don't think there's any other option for them to win this game. I think you do have the better pitcher in Robbie Ray than Grant Holmes. Robbie Ray's only pitched 4 games this season. He has 3 good games, and 1 not good game. He pitched a gem against LA in his start, 5 innings, no hits, 1 run. He pitched Cincinnati well, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and Detroit 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. It was that Oakland start that was a mess, absolute mess. 4 1/3 with 7 hits and 4 runs.
Good ball
3
club
home runs
out there.
allowed.
Good ball club out there in Oakland.
Okay. So I definitely think you have the better pitcher in Robbie Ray. It's a must-win game. I think you have to split this series. So I lean the Giants here. Their bats can't be as fucking cold as ice for 3 games straight. I know they can.
They can. They can.
Grant Holmes is a really good fastball.
Yeah, Grant Holmes he's actually been pretty nasty. He's been pretty decent, actually.
He just doesn't have a lot of pitches.
Well,
Robbie Ray has more pitches than Grant Holmes.
He throws a fastball, curveball, slider. But his fastball is really fucking good.
His fastball is good.
And the Giants, they're about they have a 0 run value as a team, but they're about 11th against fastballs. Let's see here.
What are his other pitches? Curveball, slider?
Yeah, curveball, slider.
Giants hit the curveball very well.
He doesn't throw the curveball that much though. He throws the curveball
25.1% of the time.
Yeah, he barely throws it.
That's his second most thrown pitch.
No, he throws the curveball 25%. Slider 23%.
25.1.
Yeah.
Giants are good against the curve. Decent against the slider.
Robbie Ray blows a lot of cock, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You're just a hater.
I mean, he's walking a lot of guys.
He's had 9 walks in 20 and a third.
That's an 11 or a 10% rate, which puts him at about the 20th percentile. So yes, he walks a lot of guys. He's bad. Not good. Only a 29% ground ball rate, 31% hard hit rate. So he's not getting a lot of hard contact. The problem is he's walking a lot of guys, which is not good.
Yeah, let's see. Atlanta versus the 4-seam, the slider, and the curveball. Atlanta, where are you, Atlanta? 4-seam, -21. Slider, -12.7, and the curve is 4.1. For sure, Giants first 5 tomorrow.
I don't know, man. I actually
Giants are
like...
winning this game tomorrow.
Oh, fuck, dude.
You want to fucking hate it so bad. Because you hate Robbie Ray because he's always been in the AL.
No, I don't think Robbie Ray's that good, dude. And like, Robbie
Ray not that good?
I don't think he's been that good since he's come back. Like, he's walking hella guys, dude. He has a fucking almost a 4/9 walk rate. That's a lot of walks. And the Braves, you know, they take a lot of pitches, dude. They're not gonna a lot of these guys don't swing out of the zone. I do like that, you know, Ramos is very good and Fitzgerald are very good they're good fastball hitters and they're both good against lefties. I do like that. Yeah, bro, Atlanta, they have a 24% K rate against lefties. That's not great. God damn, bro, I don't...
San Francisco's winning this game tomorrow.
I mean, I can't bet it, dude. I don't hate it.
San Francisco's winning this game, and first 5 is the play.
I just think the Braves kind of feeling themselves a little bit.
They're not, though. They've scored.
I lean Braves here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to play the full game though because the Braves don't have like their array of relievers, which worries me. So if I were to play this, it would probably be Braves first 5.
Braves first 5. We just said that the Braves can't hit Robbie Ray's 2 best pitches, which come out to 81.6% of his pitches. They can't hit the fastball and the slider.
Well, let me see. As a team, though.
Okay, let's break it down even more. Atlanta versus the fastball. You have
Ozuna smacks it.
Ozuna is the only person who absolutely smacks it. Your only other positives are Matt Olson at 1.3 and Darren Knoll at 0.4.
Soler too.
Kalenic.
Soler.
Oh, he was all the way he was on the second page of my list. So 0.9.
Yeah,
Kalenic,
but Soler's 0.9 on the Braves. And he hasn't had that many ABs. But if you look how he is with the Giants, he was their best hitter against fastballs, and he's no longer on their team. So he also skews the Giants data.
How do we?
He has an 8.2 run value on fastballs as a Giant, which it would be number 1 on the Giants. You take that away, the Giants are minus 8.2 against fastballs. So that's what I'm saying is like, I think that Ancillary crushes lefties too. So that is why I don't love this bet, dude. I don't love anything in this game. I lean Braves first 5 if I were to play it.
You walk Ozuna, and you're good. You walk Soler.
I don't love what I'm
He's
seeing.
going to be walking people anyways, so.
I don't love what I'm seeing.
Giants are winning this game tomorrow.
I mean, you could be right, dude. That's why I would, with the bullpen, I would go Atlanta first 5 money line. That's about as
Beer
close
chug
as
on Sunday's show. Bet.
for Atlanta.
Yeah, first 5.
All right,
If it's a push, we both do it.
all right. Atlanta first 5 beer bet. Fair. All right.
Here we go.
All right, let's get some best bets. What do we like, Ben? Ben's going Giants money line.
Yeah, because I can't take Giants first 5. I like that bet even more, but that's going to be our beer bet. So because of default, we're taking San Francisco full game. They're winning this game tomorrow. For the St. Louis Cincinnati game, if you can get first 5 at 5, first 5 under 5, that is my best bet of the day. If you even at 4.5, I'm going to take full game. Under 9.5 is my best bet. If you have 5, I like that solid number, and you have that possibility of push at 5. So that's why I'd go with first 5 under 5 as my best bet. And then for the Pittsburgh-San Diego Pittsburgh-San Diego game, I will go first 5 under 4 because you're going to go the other bet, which I like is equal.
Yeah, so my best bets, I'm going, I like the first 5 under 4 as well, and I'm also going to go Jackson Merrill over 1.5 total bases.
Yep.
Play that to minus 115. And then I like the Reds game, Reds-Cardinals under 9.5 for the full game. And then I like I said, I lean Atlanta first 5. I'm not gonna play it. I'll do the beer bet, but just a lean there. I like the other 3 bets though. Pittsburgh, San Diego first 5 under 4, Jackson Merrill over 1.5 total bases, and then Reds under 9.5.
Yep.
Like all those.
Good shit.
Nice. All right, thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure to download the Sharps app, SHARPZ, straight to your mobile device. Use promo code George517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app, track your bets, become a better. If you missed any of the stream, you can always download the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google, wherever you get your podcast fix, Spotify, Taproom Sports Podcast. Search us up, subscribe, like, get it down. Twitch.tv/Taproom Sports every time we go live. YouTube.com/@Taproom Sports Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram @Taproom Sports Podcast. Follow myself on Twitter @JordanRulesTSP. You can follow the podcast @Taproom_sports. I'm gonna try and stream at some point this week, maybe multiple times. I need to do it. I need to start doing it. So follow on Twitch, subscribe. You'll get notified. Do some live game streams, some live betting opportunities, and such like that. So Taproom Sports Podcast. Follow us Twitch, YouTube for the live streams. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. As far as the Taproom Sports podcast stream, we'll be back for sure on Sunday. We may be back before then doing the game. So follow us for that. And we'll catch y'all later. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lives. We are out. Peace.
Later.